Hi, my name's Hema and I work at Powerhouse Library in Moss Side, and I am a Neighbourhood Delivery Assistant, aka Librarian. So our library is the UK's only children and young persons library. It's 0 to 25, so everything from nursery, newborns, right the way up to your teenagers and people who are leaving school and young adults. So we offer homework clubs, we've got a mother and baby group, we've got computer access, we have free printing for young people as long as it's educational. We've got a knitting group, it's run by one of our library users who's been coming, I think, I've been there a long time, so possibly for 10 years, and she's Spanish and she can crochet anything. We've got a group called the Power Rangers, and they are, I think it's 65 plus to join their group, and they've been meeting in libraries for about 20 years. And they are just the most beautiful people, and they come and they eat toast and drink tea, and they raise quite a lot of money for charity as well, so they're pretty amazing. I think what inspires me most about Powerhouse Library is the friendships that people make there, the relationships. The people you meet are just fascinating. We've just recently reopened. A guy came in the other day, he's been researching everything about suffragettes, he was telling us about that. Just like seeing people come in and helping them with whatever they need help with, and that can be really like random things like how to send an email, or it can be things that are quite life-changing, like helping someone rewrite their CV or work out how to say certain things in English or where things are in Manchester. Just that realm of you just don't know who's going to walk through a door and what they're going to ask you, and that kind of like spectrum of what we get asked, I don't think people imagine what that is, because they just think, oh, you just hand out books, but we don't. We do everything, like literally everything. I think in a time where there's been a lot of cuts to youth services, there's not always places for young people to go, and there's not always places where their parents feel are safe for them to go. Obviously up to the age of 8, you've got to be supervised in Powerhouse, but after that, I think a lot of parents feel safe to allow their kids to come to the library and just be on a computer for an hour and hang out with their friends in a place that, okay, they're not on the street or maybe visible all the time, but they're safe because they know they're in a building, they know the security, there's no those youth practitioners there, and it's just a safe space outside of home where kids can kind of learn independence. I think my best story is probably about 2 boys who started coming to our library when they were really, really young, and they came as refugees after the tsunami in Sri Lanka, and they came here and they didn't know anyone or anything about England, and they were living literally around the corner from Powerhouse Library, and they started coming in, and I think because they realised that we were nice people and that it was a safe space, they came like every single day, like literally from probably being about, I don't know, like 7 or 8, like right the way up to 18 when they were preparing to go to uni. And one of the boys there, like I think his dad worked in Rush Home and his mum was like a cleaner, and they came with nothing, and he like studied, and he was in the homework centre every single day, and he basically like left to go and do, I think it was neuroscience and medicine, and he's actually a brain surgeon now, and he's still in contact and he still calls in Powerhouse even though he's about 25 now. He still calls in, and I've even seen him help kids with homework, like in a passing comment when he's dropped in and things like that. So it's stories like that where you see someone just come in and crash in at ground level, and you just see where someone can go through engagement with the service and their own gifts and everything that they bring and their own motivation, and you know, but it's that partnership, isn't it, between services and people, and when that works perfectly, that is like a really amazing thing to see. I had a job that I really loved before I worked in libraries. I absolutely loved it. I was a youth worker, and I graduated from doing an arts degree, and I was teaching young people how to make films actually. And the funding got cut for it. And so I decided to go freelance, and I wound up broke. And then my mum kept nagging me and saying, you need to get a part-time job, just get a part-time job, just get anything, you can still be an artist. So I was like, okay. So I went to the job interview to be a librarian, and was interviewed by this panel of people, and one person on the panel was Shirley May, who used to work in libraries, and we just absolutely clicked from the minute I walked in. You know, when you go in a job interview, and I actually walked out thinking, I've got this, and then I was offered the job in libraries and started working in libraries, but I didn't really plan to stay in libraries, but then I've been here a long time now. So yeah. I think a lot of people come in and are inspired by Powerhouse. Like, you get a lot of comments like people coming in and just being like, wow, this exists. You know, like, oh my word, there's like a service where you can just come in and do this, and everyone here is so nice, and there's so many like amazing people, and there's people who've come in and, you know, they've moved maybe from other parts of the country, and it's like a home to people. I feel like it's just a home from home. I feel like it's my home. Sometimes I feel like Powerhouse is like my living room, and everyone there is my friends. And I think that is what inspires people about that space. It's that just instant community when you walk in. You can just come in there as a stranger and start chatting to people, and it's not just about helping people, but just chatting to people about what you're doing. And I think when a young person comes in and they come into that environment, it's like an instant thing. Often they will stay for years and like literally be there every day.